Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's going to be part 2 of what I had shown you yesterday. Yesterday's video I showed you how to take Caesar Easy Weed and put that on a bag along with glitter HTV. And I showed you that step by step. Let me show you the 2 bags that I made yesterday for you. Here is one of them. And here's the other one. Now remember, I showed you where to get this really cute font yesterday. You don't have to do USA on yours, of course. You could put initials, any words you want, the name of someone, something like that. But I showed you yesterday how to use that font, how to add an offset to it, and then to use those 2 different types of vinyl, and actually even how to heat press them onto your fabric. Today, I'm going to show you how to do some rhinestones on the same bags. It was suggested in my Facebook group that I add some little firecrackery like rhinestones coming off, but when I looked at these bags, I thought they really weren't big enough for that. So, and this is what they meant. I had done this last year just as a sample. So what I am going to do though is I'm going to go around each one of these letters and put rhinestones around it. Now down below I will have a link for you for a rhinestone kit through the Silhouette Company. This is what I purchased at first when I started doing rhinestones, because I love to get kits when I'm first learning something, because then you get everything you need and you don't have to worry or stress over it. So I'll have the kit linked for you down below if you'd like to take advantage of it. Also, I'm going to show you what comes in the kit. So if you look down here at my tabletop, I'll show you my kit. Okay, this is what the kit looks like. And when you open it up, you'll find that you get a little card that gives you free designs for your kit, for your free rhinestone designs. You get a CD or DVD that I did not really find that helpful, but you know, maybe you will. You also get an instruction book that tells you exactly step by step how to use the rhinestones, and it shows you some of the images that you get. Like you get this little butterfly one, the stars, little flower. So, and then this is the transfer paper that you get. Now, this is a special kind of transfer paper. You cannot use any transfer paper that you find. This has to be able to withstand the heat. Okay, and you'll see that in a little bit. This is the flock, sticky flock. This is what you cut the rhinestones holes out of. And if you design something in Silhouette Business Edition, you can save it, take it over to Cricut, and cut it with your Cricut machine. So you get 2 of these, and they really last quite a ways because, you know, you might just use a little small piece for some of your projects. These cards are what they recommend that you place this sticky flock on. I did that one time and then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. And then you get the little brush that you need, which is nice angled so that it's easy to rub the rhinestones in. And you get 3 different colors. You get this really pretty sparkly clear one, silvery. You get the black and red. And it doesn't look like there's much in here, but this is enough to make a lot of projects. You'll be so surprised. So that's everything that comes in the kit. And again, I'll have it linked down below for you in case you'd like to take advantage of it. So you get all the supplies you need right off the bat just to practice or to play. So put all these things back in here and close this kit up. Now, as I said, I don't use that stuff that they recommended that you use. What I got that I was using was this tray that I got from the dollar store, and I'll probably use that today to show you how I did it from the dollar store. I want to show you also some of the things that I've already done, and the great thing about these is you can put these on wax paper and save them to use over and over and over again. Okay, so this is the and here's one of the rhinestone ones that I have that's ready to be ironed on. Right now it's on the transfer paper. I would just peel this off and then press it down on my item. Okay, there's plenty of these in here, see? And now you can reuse these. So what I would do is peel this off here. This is the sticky flock, just to give you a preview. then I would take this and stick it either onto my metal piece that I got from the Dollar Tree, or another thing I've done is, you know, those canvases that we sometimes do reverse canvas. I use that. Now you will want to put tape around the edges like this because you don't want to lose your rhinestones up in there, and that allows you to get them off. But you would just put this here on here, and then all you simply do is dump your rhinestones onto here and rub them in like this with this little brush. And I'll show you that in real life in a little bit. Again, I could have put it right on here. So let's put this back on this sheet so I can keep it nice. In case I want to use this again. Again, this is just wax paper. Just stick this right on here and I can reuse it again and again. So I was doing some initials, some letters. You can see the letter E there. Wouldn't that be pretty? What else do I have here? Oh, here's my monogram. Here's a heart. This was a crown that's ready to go. Okay, and I think these are super cute. I believe I bought these letters. Hopefully you can see them. Let's see if I put it on here maybe. I bought these letters that are already made into rhinestones from the rhinestone world because I thought this would be really cool if any of you ever go to craft shows or something like that. You could personalize something for people within seconds with rhinestones and make money. Maybe it's a phone case, you know. So you would have these ready and they can be used again and again and again, ready to go. And I've already saved, actually some of these I've taken off and used. What I did was I just put them in an envelope. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Well, the envelope was in here. I may have taken it out so I could demo this stuff for you. Anyway, here's another thing. Now this one's interesting because this one is two pieces on top of each other. That's because this is a peace sign. I hope you can see that. And I wanted it two different colors. Okay, so this way, since I did this like this, I'm able to layer these and have two different colors of my peace sign. And here's a sample of it. You see how it's two different colors? And this is ready to be ironed on somebody's shirt, just like this. Some more, just some samples. Some more that are ready to go. This one, I did a shirt for a little girl who wanted a crown for a princess on her shirt. And let's see if I open this up, you'll be able to see it a little bit better, maybe. And these are the holes. I always use 10 SS, stone size SS, because that is, I don't know, it just keeps me organized. So that's the only size that I use. So if there are things for sale that call for other sizes of rhinestones, I don't purchase those because I just want to use the one size. Okay, so now we're ready to look up at my screen and I'll show you how you get ready to do this. Okay, if you look up at my screen, you can recall, and again, I'll have it linked for you up above or at the end of the video if you want to see how I did yesterday's. This is what we made yesterday. Here you can see it on Levi's bag. Let me make it red so it looks more like what's on his bag. There we go. So this is what's on his bag right now. The red, which was the fancy Stars and Stripes free font, and the white, which is the Caesar Easy Weed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put rhinestones all around these letters. So to do that, I'm going to click on this. And before I put the rhinestones on this letter, though, I need to add an offset to this. So I'm going to come over here to the offset panel, which is the little star with an offset. Click on that and click offset. Okay. So this is the white layer, right? So here's the red layer and let's put it over here so you can see. Here's the red layer and the white layer, which is what I have on my desktop here, my table. Okay. And then this is going to be the offset layer, or I'm sorry, the rhinestone layer. So I'm going to click on this, grab all of it. Now to put rhinestones on this, I've got to come way over here on the tools all the way down to the bottom. Yours may not be hidden, and I do believe you need to have the designer edition, or certainly the business edition. Doesn't mean you have a business, it's just called the business edition. You'll have to come down here and open up these other tools by clicking on this little triangle here. See all these other tools that open up. The one that we want is the one that looks like a rhinestone right here. That's going to open up the rhinestone panel. Now the rhinestone panel is open. I only use 10 SS or 10 stone size rhinestones. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. Now, I'm going to click on the second. First of all, this one should be clicked, the first one. Then I'm going to click on the second one over, because if you'll notice that says edge, because I want to put rhinestones just around the edge of my USA, like that. And they're perfect just like that. Now some of these other things you may want to use sometime, but this would be more some teaching to go on. But let me show you, this fills it in totally, and this fills it in a different way, radially. And this is the radial fill, or this is the linear fill. If we don't want rhinestones at all anymore, we can come back to this first one, and that's none. But I do want the edge, like that. And I might as well make them a color, so I'll come up here, and I'll just make them a blue color so we can see how nice they're going to look. So I won't make them blue on my bag because they won't show up well, but you'll get the idea of what this is going to look like. I can put this right here and this right like that. And isn't that cool? I just love that. Now, I must tell you, if you purchase rhinestone designs, like you go to the store here and you want to search for rhinestone, okay, let's see. Here's one that says I own it. There we go. I'll do this coffee cup. I own this coffee cup one, okay? So I'm going to go back to Silhouette. And I'm going to open that just so I can show you something. So I go to my library. And I'm going to go to all my designs. And I wish I'd paid attention to what that was called. Here's another one that's a rhinestone. By the way, over on my website, Tammy designed a really, really cool rhinestone design that you might want to get. It's over there for free. But here's the one of the ones that's for the pocket. I'll open that one. Let me move it out of the way. Okay. So the first thing I want to tell you is this. If you purchase something that's a rhinestone, let me color these in for you so you can see it better. Okay, notice this one has two different sizes of rhinestones. I usually don't buy that kind because I just have 10 SS rhinestones, and those are larger ones. But this is just so I can show you something. So notice over here now, when I have this highlighted, it doesn't tell me how many of any of these sizes of rhinestones there are. I want you to pay particular attention to the size of each one of these rhinestones, and this is why you cannot never, ever, ever resize a rhinestone project that you buy, because watch those rhinestones when I drag this out. Do you notice that? Do you notice how large that is now? This is how big it was to begin with, the rhinestone for the 10 SS. Look how large those are. Now, if my Cricut or my Cameo cut round circles out that big, my rhinestones won't fit in there properly. So you can't resize something that you buy. So let me delete that. On the other hand, if you make your own rhinestone design, like I just did, using the rhinestone tool down here, check this out. When I highlight, well, let me get all of it. Look how many 10 SS rhinestones it says make up this design. it says 227. So it's keeping track of that. Now I want to show you something. When I resize this, I want you to again pay attention to the size of these little rhinestones. Look, 3 of them fit in the circle, right? I want to show you. When I drag this up, remember 227 and 3 of them fit. I'm going to make this a lot bigger, pretend, okay? Now let's check it out. How many fit now in here? 3. How many here? There were 227, and now look, there are 383. So the point is, when you make your own rhinestone design, you can change the size of it. No problem whatsoever, because your rhinestones don't actually change size from a little hole that big to one that big when you're dragging it. What happens when you make your own design in Silhouette is it just adds more of the size you're using. And again, it doesn't matter which one of these you're doing, linear or radial. Okay, but we're just doing the edge. Now, I am going to have to go back because I don't want to change the size of this right now because it won't fit on my shirt right. Okay, there we go. Or not on my shirt, but on my bag. Okay, so let's double check it again. Let's bring the white piece over. Fits perfect. The red fits perfect. So that's what we have on this bag right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some clear rhinestones and show you how to actually put them on here. Now, here's the thing. I want to show you something for Cricut. And I forgot to show you guys this yesterday. Okay, if you're saving this for Cricut, you must make sure that you put the size in the name of the file. So my size of the width is 9.108. So I'm going to say File, Save Selection, because I only want to save that which I've selected, to my hard drive, USA Stones for Cricut. But first, the first thing I want to put is the size. And I've already forgotten, so I need to look up here. 9.108. 9.108 USA Stones for Cricut. And I'm going to save it as an SVG file. Now, you will have to have the business edition to do this, to save it as an SVG. So I'll say OK. Now I'm going to open up Cricut. And I'm going to upload an image, browse, 9.108, open, there it is, save, and I'm going to insert it. Now I want you to see the size that it came in. Look at that width, 3.258. That will not work at all. So what I need to do is make sure that the lock is locked here, and I'll change the width. And how do I know the width? Well, remember over here is the name of the file, and the first number is the width, so that's perfect. I can just copy it from there, 9.108, and hit enter. And then when I go to make this, all of these rhinestone holes are going to be the right size for my project. So I would just go to make it. Now, on Flock, you do not mirror it. So I would just say make it. So I'll just cancel that for now. So let's go back to Silhouette. Here we are in Silhouette. And again, for Silhouette, all I will do is come up, move it up a little bit. And I'm going to say send. And I just wanted to cut the edge. And I'm going to change it to flocked, I think. Flocked. But I'm not positive because it's been a while since I've done this. So what I'm going to do, rhinestone template material maybe? Okay, I need to turn my machine on. It is auto blade. I want to cut the edge. Okay, it says to load my material, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here because I am going to do a test right here first, okay? So I'm going to need a piece of flock, sticky flock, Let's go back to the design so we can see. That's about 9.5 inches by about 4 inches. 9.5 by 4, just to make sure we have enough. And I like it to be larger anyway. So I'm going to say send. So now what I'm going to do is get out my sticky flock, and I'll cut a piece that's about 9.5 by 4. So I just like to use my rotary cutter and this blade here. It's my rotary cutter. So I'm going to see, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the 4 line. So I'm just going to cut across here like this. And then I'm going to make it about 9.5 inches long. No, I'm not either. I'm going to make a I'm just going to leave it 12 inches because I want it to go the whole way across here, right? Because I want to have room for my test. So I'm going to do 12 inches so it fits on my mat well. All right. So now when you're using the sticky flock, get out your mat. And I might have to use tape again, but here's my mat, which is terribly not sticky. And I need to clean it off just a little bit. Okay. So I'll put this on here. I want the sticky flock side up. Like that. And I didn't save my tape from yesterday, so I'll get out some more of my tape and tape this on. So I'm going to take this, put this in my machine, and I'll show you what I test. So now before I do anything else, I'm going to say test right here. Only one test. So let's wait. This will just take a second and we can sample it and see how well it did. All right, so I'm going to take it out. Let's see how this did. Okay, that cut that out of there perfectly. And okay, look at that. That is perfect. So that's exactly what we want. So now this is ready to go because I've tested it and it worked perfectly. So now I'm going to go ahead and say send, and I'll meet you back here when all of these are done. Okay, all of the little holes have been cut out. And we'll see how this goes. At least I hope they've all been cut out. Let's see. Ah, perfect. Look at that. See, these are the ones we don't need right here. Oh, there's one that didn't pop out. See if I can get him out. There we go. I think he's out. If not, I'll pop him out in a minute. All right, let's check it out. So I think there might be 1 or 2 that I need to pop out with my little weeding tool. 1, 2. Okay, I shouldn't stick this down. That's stuck on there. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring over that tray. Hang on. And the rhinestones that I plan to use. So I've purchased more rhinestones because I've used them a lot from the rhinestone world when they're on sale. So I put this down on my tray like this. The other thing I like to use even more than this tray is I got a chalkboard, because this tray from the Dollar Tree kind of bumps up and down a little bit. That can be a little bit bothersome. But anyway, the first thing that you do, and I see something red in here. What the heck? You just dump a bunch of these on here. And the rhinestones are made in such a way that they kind of roll right into these little openings here. And you just go ahead and make circles like this. And your rhinestones start jumping into those little spots. So you go round and round for the first go round. And you really shouldn't have to place any of these by hand. So once you think you have a lot of them in where they belong, you can go from side to side or up and down like this gently to see what's missing. Oh, see what I mean about that tray? See how that bumped up like that? And that could make my rhinestones pop out. So there's one missing right here, but I was able to get that one in easily. So the A is done, as long as I don't mess it up. All right, let's check out the S. So I'm moving all these rhinestones out of the way over here. So now let's see how the S is. And if you see a spot that's missing its rhinestone, just bring a little pile of rhinestones over and swirl them around a little bit, and that should fill it up. Make it the wrong one go out and the right one come in. There we go. It appears as though the S is done. Let's try the U. Again, you do circles first. Just roll them over like this. So I'm missing one right there, so I'm going to bring over a little load of them. Just twirl them around like this. And then it gets filled in. There's one missing there. Filled in. One missing right there. Okay. Okay, now I'm really hoping that this thing doesn't bounce now. So I need to move all of these out of the way, because now I'm going to bring my transfer tape over. I'm missing some on the A over here. Sometimes you have to look really closely because it's hard to tell. So again, I just brought a mess of them over. I'm just circling around till I get them all filled in. There we go. So again, I'm going to look very closely. I'm going to actually take my finger and go around to all the places. Make sure nobody's missing anywhere. Or I don't have two where they shouldn't be. Move this out of the way. I don't want any up here by my... Oh, don't do that. Ugh. We'll see, one moved out a little bit when I hit that bump. There we go. Okay. It's the only bad thing about these trays from the Dollar Tree is that they wiggle a little bit. So now I have this transfer paper. Remember, this isn't regular transfer paper. This is a kind of paper. I accidentally got some stuck on here. Paper, but it won't matter. This is a kind of paper that is, you can heat and it will not get messed up. So I'm going to do this. Now see, this is when I wish I didn't have so much. I don't want to pick up those other rhinestones. Like that. See, I don't want to do that. And rub them like this so they stick. So, again, I don't want to get all these strays over here, which I have anyway. And then, pick up this transfer tape like this. They should all be coming up. Notice I haven't left any behind. Still, there are none left behind. They're all sticking perfectly. Okay, that's perfect. Now, let's move this out of the way before I dump any. And as I said, there were a few on here that you probably can't see very well that I have to fix. I can see them because they're shiny, and the shiny part should be down. So I'm going to fix that with my little tweezers that I have here. Help me to push this over. And I shouldn't have done this. I should have had my transfer tape shorter, and this would not have happened. So I'll just go ahead and fix these, and so you don't have to watch. I'll be right back. Okay, everything is done. And according to this chart that I got from the Rhinestone World, if you're using stone size 10, you should heat press it at 335 degrees for 15 seconds with a medium or a firm pressure. So I have to take this and line this up on here. There we go. Kind of press it down. Could use that little squeegee again, a little foamy thing guy, if you want to. If anything looks like it's out of place, you can push it with your fingernail now. I already have my easy press set up. So I'm going to bring this up now. And I have it to 335 degrees. It looks like I'll have to do two different ways. Let's see, maybe if I go that way. Medium to firm pressure. So this is going to be about 15 seconds. And then I'll give it a test to see how it's doing. Okay. Let's check it out. Let it cool just a tiny little bit. Sometimes you can kind of tell how well it did. Perfect. Uh-oh, no, not perfect. Almost perfect. Almost perfect. Put those guys back on. It must have been the corner where I didn't have it touching. So just set that thing back on there and do these guys again right there in that corner. Make sure I get them well. Okay, that should be good. Let's see. Great. Okay. The only other thing that I might do is take my Teflon sheet now and just go over it one more time like this. Maybe here for like 8 seconds. And then move it over here for 8. And that's it. That's how easy it is to do these. Nothing by hand. You're not gluing them on by hand. And it turns out super cute. Now my bag is a little bit discolored right now, but that will change color back as soon as it cools off a little bit. So I hope you can see how pretty that is. Aren't those nice? I love it. So that's how easy it is to do rhinestones, you guys. Hey, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that little bell and tell your friends too. We have a lot of fun doing this kind of stuff. So again, thanks for joining me. Check out the links down below, especially if you want to get the Rhinestone Kit to try it out and get started. It's a lot of fun. Bye, you guys.